Well, that was an interesting first half. I'll just get the screen up. Let's see what you're all saying in that first half. There was a few players that caught my eye actually. There were a few players that caught my eye. I got to say it was a nice little tap in from Johnny Kenny. I thought he'd be doing a bit more. Luke McCown, not really first pre-season game. You can't really complain about it. The way the wingers are looking good. Mitchell Frame, he's looking good. Dane Murray's looking good. Doing not too bad. Donovan's been alright. Yeah, I've got to say, Brendan Rodgers always goes on about the physicality of players. These young boys have went away, they've worked on their physicality, they've grown in stature, they've grown. I mean, some of them are just skinny wee lads when they went away on loan. I'll tell you one thing, the B team squad, these players that have been away the past season or two, they're not too bad. They're not too bad. Dane Murray says Big Des. Jonathan Kenny needs to be squared, be a square player this season. Let's jump into the comments. I think so used to be seeing loads of goals when we barely get any or get frustrated. Yeah, I did say, I mean, I put in the video beforehand to it could be a 1-1 game. Do you know, I couldn't see it being a high scoring game due to the fact that the players that were there tonight, it doesn't make. There's echo. There is always one, as they say. But anyway, I thought, Jude Bonner, he's looking as if he came on. He's coming on to a game. He's looking really good. There's other players that it's pre-season. You've got to give these young players a chance. I said 3.9. Bonner's going to be a good player. I think a lot of them are. A lot of them have definitely went away and grown up. It'll be interesting to see what Brendan Rodgers says after this game. You're not going to take too much into it. The good thing about it, there was fast-paced football. I said 3-0, and I'm doubting it said short. The pace is there in the game. All the things that Brendan Rodgers will be looking for the first pre-season. You know, have the players got the pace? Have they got the one touch? Have do you know, how sharp are they? I've got to say, you wouldn't think it was the first game of pre-season. I've seen a lot of pre-seasons over the years where. Yeah, Dave, I'll talk about Trusty in a minute because he came over to the right hand side, which he plays in the right hand side anyway, but he's playing in the position that Cameron Carter Vickers usually. Well, could he? It's first game of pre-season. For me, I was impressed with it. Commentators are talking too much shite. Yeah, they're that. What formation? It seems to be a 4-2-3-1. I couldn't really work out the formation because they were playing that kind of fast. It is a different formation. Obviously, you've got the wing backs who are sticking right to the byline, which is good. I thought that Bonner, he looks as if he's coming on to a game, so you never know. You never know. For me, man of the match is Dane Murray. It would have been interesting to see him the last couple of games of last season because Brendan Rodgers wanted to try him out, but I tell you one thing, he'll definitely give Scales and Trusty a run for their money. Definitely. Bonner's a bad joke, sorry, says B. Oof, controversial. Jude Bonner isn't Packy's lad. I didn't think he was because they're two different nationalities. But anyway, tell me your thoughts about the game and tell me what players you think have stood out so far. Engels taking that shot way outside the box and went over. Callum McGregor tries a shot for outside the box as well, but did a man swipe for it, couldn't get his hip over it. Young Montgomery on the wing. No, in fact, it is Mitchell Frame. Mitchell Frame's the one that's caught my eye. Mitchell Frame is definitely the one that's caught my eye tonight. Out of all the younger lads that have went out on loan. We had Kyogo last year. Will we miss Kyogo? His crossing, yeah. I think that, do you know what? I was looking at Mitchell Frame, and it's no wonder Brendan Rodgers is saying, do you know what? We don't need Louis Palmer. Mitchell Frame is, if you're looking for a debutant, a younger player to just be on the wings and ready to come in and step up and improve, Mitchell Frame's it all day long. Mitchell Frame's it, and you can never go. Listen, I can remember first game pre-season when Raphael Shadid had his first game at Celtic Park pre-season, and he looked absolutely amazing for half an hour. And look how that worked out. Which player swung at fresh air in front of goal? Was it not Donovan, I think? Or no, was it Bonner? I think it was Bonner. Everyone seems to be in agreement. Frame's looking good. The thing is it doesn't matter what we think. The amount of times that Brendan Rodgers will look at this tonight, it'll be interesting to see how many changes he makes at half time. Has he seen enough from certain people tonight? And why is it so dark? Do they not have lights in that stadium? Danny, I thought it was Bonner. There's been at least 6 good crosses the first half. 2 of them from Donovan, Callum and Bonner from outside. It's just going to be one of those games where you take it in, because there'll be so many changes the second half, it'll change it completely. I don't think there's going to be a goal fest. Definitely don't think it's going to be a goal fest. For me, the plus points on the night so far is the pace that we're playing the game at. Do you know, it's not a typical pre-season game, first game back, and you're just getting into it. There was pace moving out when they got the ball, and you've got to say they've got 5 in midfield that are having a right good go at us. It's just Glasgow weather, Baz. It's like November here. I know. Bonner giving all the fans the cheeky Bonner with his play. Oh, Michelle dragging us into the gutter. I've muted the game, and those two are driving me nuts. Peter Grant is a special kind of talent when it comes to commentating. He is that. First game, but it's a young guns, see how they cope. That's all the first game is about, isn't it? You can never look into the first game too much. You know, it was a bit of a goal fest last season, but we had more of the first team. There's very little of the first team there if you think about it. I mean, you've got your Andy Engels, you've got McCowan, you've got Trusty and Callum McGregor. That's the only first team players that finished the season that started the game. So for the fact that Brendan Rodgers has went, right, I'm going to give all you young guys a chance. I'm going to give you a chance. You've got to say hats off to Brendan, and we will wait and see. Peter Pointer. I'm out on the veranda on a Stella, it's freezing. Out in the veranda. In the porch. So, it's minging outside. Yeah, the weather's terrible, isn't it? The weather is terrible. Ross Doohan, he had a nice little save. To be fair, the ball came straight in at him, didn't he? Passing out for the back. I thought Celtic were doing quite well at that. I thought everything seems fine. Brendan Rodgers, I think, will be happy with that first half of football. He would have maybe liked more goals, but they're defending like a typical Scottish Premier League side would defend. You know what I mean? They're getting everyone right back and making it hard for us to break them down. The fact that this is our B team and it's the younger players, I've got to say, I think they've done fine. I think they've done fine. For the beer's not as bad either. Oh man. So, who do you think is going to be player of the match? Who do you think will be player of the match? It would be named because Brendan Rodgers will make massive changes at half time. Let's see what the Celtic news sites are saying about it. See what they're saying on Twitter about it. Celtic. Oh, that's Celtic TV. 1-0 at half time. 2 words. Johnny Kenny, what a man. What about the Queen's Park manager, actually? Ref! Oh, fucking ref! Come on, eh? Getting it loud to the ref. But anyway, somebody's put Taylor off. And Montgomery has always looked a good player. Why has it never worked out for him? Because I think he's got time. Tell Brendan Rodgers to get McCardle on. Johnny Kearney versus Adam Eder, not even close. Can't believe that people are taking comparisons of Johnny Kenny and Adam Eder. Because let's face it, I think we see the subs. I'd like to see McCardle coming on. I'd like to see Turley coming on. And McPherson and Summers. They're the players that have been in and around and on loan. They're the ones that you want to see. Can they make it? But then again, Brendan Rodgers might just go for wholesale changes. Wholesale changes from the team that started. Tell you one thing, for Ross being away from the club, Ross Doohan, for him being away at the club and coming back, he's playing just like Celtic normally play. Baz, why you not watching the game in your Spanish bar? Because it's can't be arsed. Watching it in the house tonight. You want to see the young striker on? He's 18. Is he really going to get a chance though? I mean, Brendan Rodgers will bring him on at some time. As the commentators were apologising for the language. Yeah, I've seen that. It was brilliant, isn't it? It made me feel like I was at home. Oh yeah, fucking. That's the game back on. Anyway, that's the game back on. I shall see you after the game. Have a fantastic second half.